All right. Hey, everybody. Ian from StichMethod. And stick with this, okay? Just listen to me for a second. I just recorded the video on how to solo over Stash, and I'm just letting you know that I got very, heated and passionate here. So it's a long video, and I want you to really watch it all because the answers are there. I absolutely promise. I just want you to know this is how to do it. Stick with it. And right now, I'll let you know the key to soloing over Stash is to know your chord progression, to know what scale to use, and to know how to utilize your chord tone. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoy this. I hope it brings a lot of clarity to your playing, and stick with me. Subscribe, because again, I've been studying Trey and Jerry for years, and I had a moment of divine intervention where it all kind of came together. So subscribe, questions, answers, thumbs up, thumbs down. No kidding, whatever. Enjoy. Bye. All right. So here's the deal. I've looked up how to play or how to jam or solo on Stash online before, and I'm telling you, everything that is out there is wrong. I don't mean to sound rude at all. So I'm going to show you how it's done. First and foremost, Trey is not using a harmonic minor to build tension. There's some big guitar teachers out there on YouTube saying, oh, it's a harmonic minor. It is not. What Trey is doing is pretty much what Trey does, which is what we call jazz theory, which is following the chords and using your solo to sew them together. So at first, before you even attempt to solo in Stash, you have to understand the chord progression, which a lot of people also get wrong. Here is the chord progression. It's D minor. Let me raise my volume. D minor. B flat 7, or B flat major, B flat 7. E minor 7 flat 5, which is 7 8 7 8, to E full diminished. Okay, so E minor 7 flat 5, and to get an E full diminished, you're going to take your middle finger, put it where your first finger was, and put your first finger on the 6th fret of the G string. So it goes from here, and the pinky and ring finger stays the same, and you switch. Okay, so really get that down first. You have to understand that. So it's D minor, B flat 7, E minor 7 flat 5, to E full diminished. A lot of people say this is E minor 7 flat 5 or an A minor 7 flat 5 sharp something. No, it's an E full diminished. Now, Trey, admittedly, in an interview, says he stole this chord progression from a jazz song. So, cool. All right, so it's not his jazz progression. He probably heard it and said, that is sick, which it is, okay? It is a sick chord progression. So we have okay, so now let's talk about what's going on here. And yes, this is about soloing. You heard me solo. There's my cat. My cat, there, again. So here's the thing. D minor. We can use a D minor scale. Diatonic, D minor full diatonic scale. B flat 7, we can use the D minor scale. It's in there, okay? It really is. You can use a D minor scale to cover both these chords. E minor 7 flat 5. You can totally use a D minor 7 because, by the way, side note, there's no such thing as minor key. The key of D minor really is the key of F, and we can talk about that later, but the 7th chord in F is an E minor 7 flat 5, so it works. So these three chords, can totally be soloed over in a D minor scale. But guess what? That cannot, okay? That cannot in the way that you want to. All right, so the E minor 7 flat 5 is the key. Sorry, the E full diminished is the key to understand this. Now, the reason I'm going slow and don't fast forward is I want you to really understand what is happening. Trey is playing a D minor scale, whatever, and then when this chord changes, boom, he will use really just the chord tones of this chord. And let me show you how that's done. So let's talk. You have a D minor scale, and we're doing a full D minor scale. So 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 13, 10, 12. I'm going to use the 9, 10, 12, 10, 11, 13, 10, 12, 13. All right, so get your hands familiar with that. Warm up a little. So first and foremost, you got to go over where home is, and that's your D, because that's where he hits the D. That sounds funny. You're going to play the D. There's your home, 10th fret, 12th fret, the D, and 10th fret. Those are your home bases. So when he's doing this, he's going. He's on the D minor scale. All right, so my recording stopped because of low bit rate or something. Anyway, I'm back. So he uses the D minor scale on those 3 chords. On that 4th chord, the E diminished, he does not use that scale because it's not going to work. And the E diminished chord by itself, listen to this chord. That's a tense chord. It doesn't really get any tenser than that, a full diminished chord. Very imbalanced, very ominous, very tension building, and it needs to resolve. And there it resolves on the D minor. So that chord, he's gonna really exploit it with chord tones. So if you play that chord one more time, okay, go play the chord, like play it with me, and you can pause the video. I talk fast to help you save time, but pause the video so you can get your fingers and your mind up to speed. Here we go. So that pinky is on the G note. So put your first finger there. Okay, now chord tones of a diminished chord are actually really easy to understand. And what it is you put your first finger there on any note, and 3 frets up is another note. 3 frets backwards is another note. So you have 3 frets apart. Those are a couple of chord tones, but here is the shape that you want to discover. So I'm going to show you this. That's a chord tone, that's a chord tone, and then this is a chord tone. So you have 8 on the B string, 9 on the G string, and 9 on the E string. This little like diamond, offset diamond. So like, okay, if I didn't suck, it'd be better. 9 on the G, 8 on the B, 11 on the B, and 9 on the E. Okay, that little shape. Okay, very, very important. So get that down. 9, 8, 11, 9. Now here's the cool thing, okay? So 9, 8, 11. See that 11 right there? This is going to be so much fun. Watch. Put your first finger there. And that shape that we just did holds true again. 12, 11, 14. Here we go. Sorry. There's a better angle. It's so hard to play when looking at yourself. Anyway, so we have 8th fret. These notes. You can take it up 3 frets from where your first finger is. Play the same shape. Okay, makes sense? All right, so that's what he's using on top of the E7. But here's the thing, all right? Here's what's really happening. Is if you listen to a Live One's version of Stash, which is stellar, you will hear that they hold the tension for a long time. Fishman's riding that hi-hat, and it's getting all crazy, and it's getting crazy, and all of a sudden it built up this big release. Boom. So you all know, if you ever watch Trey and the guys that kind of nod their head and shake at each other, Trey is totally in charge of this jam. All right, so he's soloing in D minor. Just D minor, because the chord changes go really fast. Then he'll look at everybody, and he'll nod, and when they hit the E flat, they stay. They're going to stay there and vamp, and then he'll shake his head to release. And they'll do again. Then he'll shake and release. He signals to the people. He signals to Phish, the rest of the band, to hit that D minor again, to go back and release that tension. So he's playing, and so what he's doing is pretend he's playing the chords. He's gonna be doing this, like, and the band's playing with him, and then he'll shake his head like, stay. He'll look at them, and you see him nodding his head when he's soloing. He's like, not yet, not yet. I'm building my tension, guys. And he'll shake, and all of a sudden he'll go like this, get the signal, and they go, okay, back in. So, I'm going to bite my tongue a little bit because he does use the D minor to solo a little bit over that E minor diminished, but it goes so fast. What he does is he says the band, sit on the tension building chord, and I am going to build the tension. Watch me for the release. Now, the release is on the D. You come home, okay? Home to the D or to the D or to the D. So again, I'm going to play a little bit as if I was Trey Anastasio, and I'm going to play. Then I'm going to look at the band. Now I'm going to signal. Stay in the chord, guys. Stay in the chord. Shake my head, no. Now shake my head, yes. Back to the D chord. Back to the D minor scale. Okay, so I hope that I know I'm talking fast, but he'll shake his head and say, stay here. And no, don't go back, don't go back. And okay, now I'm feeling it. Boom, and the whole band comes in the D minor. And that's how you solo the Stash. It is not a D harmonic minor scale. It is a conscious decision to sit on the tension building chord and use those chord tones to utilize this tension and then shake your head yes. So the problem is you cannot play this to a backing track, because the backing tracks in Stash just have the same 4 chords going, and you have no time to build the tension. And if you think I'm wrong, I'm not trying to sound like rude, but if you think I'm wrong, go listen to a live version of Stash and listen for the pause. Listen to the pause where Page is sitting on that diminished chord. Bam, bam, bam. Sorry, I don't know what that sound like on the microphone. Sorry. And you can hear Trey build up to release, and then boom, they go right back to the D minor to start. I'm rambling, but here are the notes. Though you know your chords. You can use the D minor scale, D minor full minor scale to play over it, okay? If you want to build tension the way that Trey builds tension, by the way, without using that the chord tones, is just stay away from home. Stay away from the D. If I have a D here and a D here, you just stay away. So if I'm soloing, there it is. Hit the D. Don't hit the D if you want to build a little bit of tension. And there's a resolve on a D. So 2 ways to build tension. When they're playing the regular chord progression, stay away from your D chord and resolve on the D chord, D note, and resolve on the D note in the D minor scale to kind of like give a little bit like pressure off, and everybody in the crowd goes, yeah, that was awesome. And then when you're soloing by yourself, you have to pretend the band is playing with you, and you signal to the band. And if you have a real band, you got to teach them, hey, stay on this chord. But in your head, you can do it on your own, and you can sit and build tension. Now, there's a lot more places to play these arpeggios, and I have an ebook available, which I'll release again very, very shortly, on how to do this ever on the neck and understand these shapes and everything that goes on. Soloing to Stash is one of the best things in the world, but everyone on YouTube teaches it incorrectly. I'm not knocking that. It's just really, you deserve more. If you want to know how it's done, this is how it's done. I hope it all made sense. So here are the recaps. You got to know your chords. You can use your D minor scale, and when he hits the E diminished chord, you have to use the E diminished chord tones, and then release back to the D minor when you hit the D note in the scale. I'll play myself out. I hope this all made sense. Please leave me your comments. You can tell I'm like heated about this because I want you to know. Be wary about what's out there. If it doesn't make sense, it's wrong. If this makes sense, it's right. And if it doesn't make sense to you, it should. Just kidding. Just you can ask me questions. I'll clarify everything. Okay? So, Ian from StichMethod reporting out a little bit of Stash guitar solo.